Breaking the wall of inclusive engagement. Oriana Trejo Alvarez, Metropolitan Autonomous University, Mexico.
So who are we leaving behind when we communicate science? Which communities are the most affected by climate change consequences? At least in Mexico, the answer points straight to vulnerable communities. Women in prison, people living with disabilities, immigrants, and communities on the margins of the society. One of these is a high school located in Iztapalapa, one of the most overpopulated places in Mexico City, where poverty, insecurity, and lack of basic services are problems students are facing with on their everyday lives. Because of these circumstances, most of them, which also in many cases are the first ones in their families to achieve this level of education, are really likely to end up dropping out of school. This is a problem not only happening in Mexico City, but in the entire country, with a huge number of 1,700,000 students dropping out of school every year, mostly because of scarcity of financial resources, but also because of lack of self-confidence, as they don't feel capable of doing a change into their communities. At UAM, as one of the largest public universities in the country, we are committed to low down these numbers, but also to approach science and humanities to the most vulnerable communities. But how? Well, in the Department of Communication of Knowledge, we have came up with a methodology, which is based on 3 main points. First of all, horizontal dialogue. We are all at the same level. Second, learning, believing, and trusting on community knowledge. And third, creation of inclusive spaces where all the voices can be heard. An example of the application of this methodology can be seen in our school garden project, which we had been running for over the past 3 years. School gardens are more than places for cultivating crops or plants. They are places where we are actually cultivating communities, as by being in contact with the soil and in charge of another living thing, students are actually acquiring socio-emotional abilities like leadership, resilience, and teamwork, but also some technical ones as they are learning gardening, composting, and circular economical practices. And as you will just see in the video, we have a few testimonies of these students who in one word are describing what is for them to be part of this project. So union, learning, happiness, responsibility, peace, creativity, and a change of life. Within this project, we have able to reach more than 600 students and academics who also have had the chance to visit the university facilities in order to have a sense of what it's like to actually attend university. And I can happily share with you that now we are having our first students who are actually going to start university in just a few months because of being part of this project. Also, in order to allow anyone to replicate what we are doing in Mexico, we have created a series of 40 infographics where anyone can learn how to start and maintain a school garden. This had been published online with amazing acceptance from our public. And in the next months, they are going to be converted into a free public book that we are going to be distributing into public schools in Mexico and hopefully Latin America. But we haven't stopped there. We know, and by doing this project, we have learned that there are many more communities whose voices need to be heard and who want to learn how to get around with their surroundings. This is why we have worked with other vulnerable communities, like deaf children with activities at the Metro subway system of Mexico City, teenage inmates and blind people who got to appreciate the total solar eclipse that just happened in April. Overall, we have reached more than 30,000 people, but we want to reach even more. And this is why today I want to invite all of you to join us, to always think, who are we leaving behind and who is being the most affected? Because just by then, we can create a better world we can all fit in. Please join us, and let's keep seeding the change through inclusion. Thank you so much.
We have 2 questions from the jury.
Yep.
Hi there, that was lovely. Just a clarification. So you were talking at the beginning about young people dropping out of school.
Yes.
So can you just say a bit more about how school gardens are connecting?
Yes, absolutely. So we believe that school gardens are living labs. Most of these students were actually also failing in different lectures like chemistry and biology. And we are involving also these teachers and these academics into this lab. Also, they are having the visits from experts and researchers from our university who are also working with them. So we are bringing confidence to them, and we are showing them that there are different ways to approach also disciplines like chemistry, physics, and most of them are like, okay, now I'm getting this, and then they want to keep going on. So our dropping out rating is actually getting lower because of this.
We have, another one.
Yes, I wanted to follow up on that. Have you noticed like a quantifiable difference in the dropout rates? And you mentioned there's 600 students that you all served. Over what time is that? Over what time? And then have you been able to see like a noticeable difference in the dropout?
Yeah, well, this program had been running for over 3 years, more or less. We are now in our 3rd year. And we can notice that at the beginning, most of the students were like, okay, let's see what this is about. But now they are even inviting like friends and community to join. And also now the families are coming together. And now even the neighbors know, oh, you know, there's a compost over there. I can bring my actual like food over there. And we have some numbers. I don't have them like right here, but we have a few students that have been working with our academics at the end of the lectures, and that are now just about to be starting into universities. And we want to keep expanding this into like more and more high schools.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
I have a question around these 3 principles you spoke around.
Yes.
Horizontal dialogues and inclusive spaces, particularly with a big cohort of 600 young people. How do you manage that in spaces where horizontal comms or dialogue can happen with large groups?
Well, first of all, we are always looking about the space we are going to be working. So because we are going and we are attending to schools, we always want this to look like a different place, like they are not having a lectures. For example, we are not standing in a different position as they are. We are always like talking and speaking at the same level. And we are also inviting our university students because then like the age gap is like so much shorter. So there's more like a peer review activity. So that's one of the strategies that what had been involving.
That's it. Thank you very much.